Hey guys, Zath bringing you another episode of Zath's Replay Theater, and this time we have HorrorRoach once again sending some more replays from ranked battles, and he's in his Tirpitz. Tirpitz is a very fun ship. It's Tier 8 premium German battleship, and oh my god, the Tirpitz spam. There are 5 Tirpitzes in this game out of 14 ships. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, so what makes a Tirpitz so awesome? One, it's got really good armor. And armor is really, really helpful. Horror is saying in chat that he is secondary build and he is almost at manual secondaries. Interesting. Personally, I would not play ranked battles with a secondary build Tirpitz without manual secondaries. But I know that some people have to grind up the lines and that sort of thing, so it's not exactly, you know, optimal for everybody. But yeah, so this ship, man, this ship is just a lot of fun. It is probably some of the most fun that you can have in this game, just because of the secondaries. Oh, that's gorgeous! Love the lighting. Because of the secondaries and what the secondaries give to you, in terms of flexibility, in terms of killing enemy destroyers, cruisers, battleships that get too close, and then there's your secret weapon, and that secret weapon is right here. These are 6-kilometer German torpedoes. There are 4 of them, and they're on both sides. And note the location of them. They are right in the middle of the ship. Just about right behind the middle, technically. And this gives an amazing torpedo arc on either side, which is very, very handy. The guns themselves are decent. They're, I believe, 15 inches. Dispersion will troll you, but they can do good damage, especially against destroyers with AP. And then you've got all the secondaries. You got some 150s and some 105s, and they're kind of fun. Flags. So we've got the repair party flag. What is this one? Hold on. I gotta pull out my sheet. I actually printed these out just to make sure that I tell you guys the right flags. Yeah, so that's November Echo Set 7, which is anti-aircraft, which is interesting that he's running that flag. I don't know that that one's necessary unless you know carriers are in the queue. Papa for free XP. He's running the standard Tirpitz camo though, not the one that adds free XP. We've got Red Dragon for Commander XP and regular XP, secondaries, and post-battle repair cost. A couple flags missing here. Big one, Juliet Charlie, anti-detonation. And then the other big one that's missing is the reduction in fire time. Both of those would be handy. We've got a Charles Martel here that's kind of just chilling. Not doing too much. This is a tier or rank 11 to 15 bracket. So that's kind of interesting. Another Bismarck here. Digging the camo, it looks kind of cool. He's running protection. And let's check this one. This one is not running any flags whatsoever. Watch as he gets detonated. Here's a Hipper. Hipper, not so good in ranked, but people play it nonetheless, and sometimes they have good results with him. Now there's one Benson, and there's a Kagero on the enemy team, so that means that our Benson here probably has a good shot at capping C, if he's supported. Right now he doesn't look like he's being supported though, and that's unfortunate. Enemy team has a Hipper and an Atago, and your team Charles and a Hipper, so they're kind of even. He's not running det flags. That's unfortunate. And then we've got the North Carolina that we didn't check out. So let's take a look at the North Carolina. You just popped your premium scalp. Is it spotter? Yeah. I don't know that you needed to do that. I like to wait until I see a target that's smoked up, and then I'll use it. Or if I need to see around islands or something. North Carolina is in the game, also not running protection. Interesting. Alright, so you decided to open up, and in doing so, you kind of told the enemy team where you were, and where you were looking to go. And you gotta be careful with that, because a lot of people know, you know, they kind of see that and they immediately think, okay, this is what we're doing. I like how the team called out, okay, we've got a Kagero in A cap, so Benson can go C. That's good. I want to comment real quick too. You split your fire amongst all three of the Tirpitzes, one salvo each. I don't think I would do that. I think you're better off just kind of, if you want to try to get a ship on fire with HE, then fire all your shots at that one target. Doing your split fire like this, it might keep them kind of on their toes. Maybe that's what you're thinking. But you're better off keeping the full salvo fire. As you can see, you're not doing anything in terms of damaging people. Enemy North Carolina detected now. Lagging behind just like your North Carolina. Maybe he was AFK as well. This is unusual in that it's a very battleship heavy game. Not that many destroyers. And even a somewhat small amount of cruisers. But you'll notice that you're not doing that much damage as a sniper. I think you would have been better off if you just kept on going at maximum speed right to the hipper to support the hipper. You want to be in a position to shoot this Otago and possibly also to kill the Kagero if he appears. So that's what I would be thinking right now. Hipper says he needs intelligence data. He's being smart and not going past that line there, because if he's detected, obviously he's going to get shot at, but more importantly, if he's detected, he might also have torpedoes coming his way. Now, Mad Mike has decided to push in and get very aggressive. So you should be hitting F3 and basically saying, guys, shoot this. Shoot him. This Tirpitz, I don't know what this guy is trying to do. He's bow on. If you're going to sit and be bow on to a battleship, you're better off doing it in North Carolina. Now, here's something important. You see these torpedoes? These are from the Kagero. And that should tell you and the hipper that there's nothing on this side of the map. Maybe the Otago, but based on last known positioning, he's probably going back to mid. So, I don't know. I would be pushing around back here and try to go for some flanking shots. Your hipper is in a bad position. I don't know what the hipper is hoping to accomplish there, other than being shot in the butt. And now you're getting into secondary range. There go your secondaries. They are not manual secondaries, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now you're still going to be doing some secondary hits, as you can see, and obviously as you get closer you'll get more secondary hits. But it is interesting that Tirpitz is just kind of happily sitting there. What's going on with the rest of your team? Your Charles took some hits. You got two people targeting you, but it doesn't seem like you're getting that much incoming fire, which might tell you that there's a destroyer looking at you. There's the other Tirpitz. Now this is going to be important, so I'm clicking back onto you, because we have to look at how you initiate your engagement with this Tirpitz. You cannot, or should not, go broadside, which you are doing. If that's the case, you're better off stopping and reversing, like literally beaching in this island and backing up. Okay? Because right now what you're doing is you are showing him your broadside. Also, you've been using AP or HE, so you're telling him that you're not a threat if he shows his broadside, which he's doing right now. I don't like this. Your guys back behind you aren't really able to help. They're too busy focusing on this guy. You should be turning sideways, or well, you should be turning away. Put it that way. You should be turning away, using AP and shooting this hipper. Instead, you seem to want to reverse. Now, his secondaries are hitting you, his secondaries are hitting you, and the hipper's shooting you. This is no good. You're gonna bleed an awful lot of health very quick. And as you can see, everybody else is too busy shooting at the low health Tirpitz over there, which makes perfect sense. There he goes. So you're kind of doing what the enemy Tirpitz did, which was YOLO in, derp into the center, and get detected. Now, you're also backing up to the point where this North Carolina, man, he's got a beautiful shot on you if he's paying attention. Torpedoes went by the other North Carolina on your team, so the Kagero, yeah, there he is. He's not a concern, really. But people should be F3 spamming. Good. And your secondaries are shooting him too. See what I mean? Now you're kind of in a bad spot. Fortunately, they've broken off their pursuit, and they're shooting at your hipper instead, probably. That'd be my guess. But I would be shooting this North Carolina. If you want to shoot somebody, you can get all your guns on the North Carolina, plus your guns are pointed towards the Kagero, so if he appears, you can shoot the Kagero again. So I don't think this is a good idea going on this side. I think you need to support your teammates that are over here. Let's go look over here. That North Carolina on your team, I don't know what he's thinking, but he's completely broadside to the enemy North Carolina and just going past it. Meanwhile, your Charles is just YOLO rushing the enemy North Carolina. And he's already fired off his first set of torpedoes. So he's going to have to charge and torp or ram. He's going to ram. He's going for the ram. It's a big hit, but oh, it looks like he's flooding. What is your Benson doing? Your Benson should be challenging the Kagero, and he's not. He's giving the Kagero the entire center of the map. And like I said, I don't like this North Carolina's positioning. He's letting this North Carolina get broadside shots on him. That's not a good idea. Meanwhile, well, there goes your hipper, because, like I said, everybody was going to focus him, because he's low health and he's also kind of derping in. And you're making love to a Bismarck. See, now you're kind of stuck. And for some odd reason, you're shooting that Tirpitz instead of this one that's fully open, broadside, and low. You should be focusing this Tirpitz. If you're going to stay on this side of the flank, you need to focus on the low health targets first, always. Also, okay, good, you finally switched to AP. You should have been shooting AP a long time ago. You could be getting a bunch of salvos, although you're doing good damage. You've got good, good fire damage. North Carolina has captured C. Your other North Carolina, I don't know what he's doing. Bismarck has decided to show his rear to the enemy. Yeah, you're probably going to get torpedoed from the rear, so you can't sit there. And that Tirpitz is almost dead, but 5K, that's it. Alright, you gotta move, man. If you're worried about torpedoes, and there you go. Also want to pop your plane. Okay, so the Tirpitz died. Your Benson is going to get shot at by the Tago. Such bad positioning. Oh! Decent hit on the Atago, possibly from Benson Torps. Hard to tell from this angle. That North Carolina back on health again. It looks like you're possibly shooting him. Yep. See, look at all the damage you did with AP there, and that's from a distance. That's why I think you should have been firing AP for a lot of this battle. The enemy battleships, especially a couple of their Tirpitzes, and they really showed you a lot of side. And the thing is, pro tip, look at all this superstructure. See all this here? All of this superstructure is low armor, so you can penetrate it. Any battleship can penetrate it. It doesn't matter how much health you've got on your hull. You are very weak and susceptible to pens through the superstructure. So, honestly, AP through the superstructure. Okay? Fire AP, load high. Or aim high. Those torps, I'm guessing, came from Tirpitz by the distance he's looking at over there. Alright, back to the battle, back to what's going on here. This is a 3-on-1 engagement. I mean, this is... You guys shouldn't be losing this, although your Tirpitz, the other Tirpitz, is getting almost too aggressive. And look at this North Carolina. This guy. I don't know. He had so much more health, and he's gonna die. Don't switch targets. Focus on the hipper. You need to get guns off the map quick. You are losing the cap point gain race, which means that pretty soon they're going to overtake you. You have to kill this Hipper.
The enemy is about to win.
Bane of the Oceans. That's interesting. And you got high caliber, so you're going to save your star. If you lose. Focus the Hipper, man. Tago's coming in. You gotta get this guy off the board, and then you gotta focus the Atago if you want to win this. Benson Kagro fight. This is probably bigger to watch. Oh, Atago just took a big hit. North Carolina gets torpedoed by the Benson. That's good. Your other North Carolina is very low. Benson's gonna die. Probably. That's not good. Okay, you've decided to go back to the Hipper now. I don't know if you have control clicked on the Hipper. Personally, I would be clicking on the Tirpitz. Yeah, don't fire your torps yet. Don't fire your torps yet. He's too far away. 6-kilometer torps. He has to charge in at you right now to really get in that range. He's probably not going to do that. See? That's a waste. Kill the Hipper. Kill the Hipper. Oh, the Atago went down. That's good. So you're gonna win this, right? You did a lot of damage. I Wither and a Tirpitz. Wow. I just don't know if I like. Oh, look at all the damage you just took. I don't know if I like how you went about doing all this damage. I think you could have won the game a lot earlier if you would have just prioritized a target and focused that target. I think that's what you really needed to do in this kind of situation. Don't keep focusing the Hipper. Hipper's not dead yet. You shoot until he dies. In ranked battles, you never leave a target alive. See? There you go.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Now you're welcome to go and shoot that Tirpitz. And North Carolina is still alive. Very low. Kagro is alive. Very low. At this point, turn to A. You need to cap A. Yes, your NorCal does need to get help, but you need to get to A as soon as possible. And you have to be careful, though, because you're showing broadside in the process of doing this. See, when you shoot at a broadside... Oops, there we go. Are you using HE? Don't use HE. You did pittance for damage there. And your secondary started a fire. AP, man. Especially at this angle, AP. You could have done 10k to him right there. You aim high like you are. Yeah. Now you're able to kind of angle away. And you're continuing to do fire damage. There you go. And you get the win. So, you know, that's what makes Tirpitz so fun. You can, like, derp around and do all kinds of crazy things, and it doesn't matter. You're still going to live, you're still going to do damage, and at the end of the day, that's what matters in ranked. So, you know, it reminds you a little bit of your kid game where you just kind of, you know, trip and fall your way to a win, in a sense. I'm not trying to offend you at all by saying that, but, again, I think target selection, important. Ammo type selection, AP, for God's sakes, please use AP. The only time you want to switch to HE is if you've got a bow on North Carolina, okay? That's about the only time, and maybe an Amagi that's bow or stern on. Otherwise, AP, okay? Do that. Get manual secondaries as soon as possible. Manual secondaries makes that ship. And finally, flags. I don't know if you've got det flags, anti-det flags, but you need to run them even on Tirpitz. Kagro torps can and will detonate you. And yeah, so Horror, thank you for sending in that replay. I appreciate it. It was great to be able to feature another ship in ranked. I think I've almost featured just about every ship except for some of the carriers, which, quite honestly, I'm okay with. So thanks everyone. Have a great day and see you out there.